Making their way to the blue corner, Darnell Glenn.
Guys, what a spectacular night we have tonight here at the Circa Resort and Casino, getting the action underway early here on this Operation Knockout evening. I mean, it's just amazing what we're seeing all around. And these first matchups are pretty amazing as well. These first couple fights we're going to see, these are guys that are training out of the Train Alta program. These are, we'll just say, normal people, real life every day, that put themselves in this program and said, I'm ready to have a fist fight. And this is Darnell Glenn. He's done it before, and he's doing it again.
Yeah, this is, I think, like year 5 or 6 of this. You know, I mean, this is round number 11 for the Extreme Couture GI Foundation, and I mean, some memorable nights. And I love the fact that these guys are, you know, coming off the streets, putting it on the line, and putting in the work, because God knows I'm not doing that.
No, absolutely not. And how about this, though? The fact that Randy Couture has put this GI Foundation together with Extreme Couture, and 100% of the proceeds, 100% of the proceeds, no overhead. You gotta love that. And these guys, you know that they have that in the back of their minds, the fact that they're fighting on a proud night for, you know, all the veterans, all the former troopers over here on the side.
Absolutely. And you think about this, I mean, not only getting for these athletes fighting for the very first time, right? I mean, you've done it in practice, you've had some sparring sessions, you know what that feels like. Now you're going live, and you're doing it in the Tuff-N-Uff cage, and you're doing it with a packed ballroom here at Circa.
Fight capital of the world here at Circa in Las Vegas. I mean, a star-studded crowd. Randy here, Chuck the Iceman Liddell, John Morgan on the call.
I mean, you know, this is big time. That's what we do.
You have made it, and the nerves, we'll see what they how they hold up tonight.
Yeah, especially when you got 2 minutes, 3 rounds for these fights that aren't title fights.
Justin Hong.
All right, so on the other side of the cage will be Justin Hong, also in a very similar situation, of course. He is also making his debut after going through the Train Alta program. That should be known. Darnell Glenn has a little bit of experience, one fight before, so he's done this, but it was back in 2019. You know, it was a while back, so we'll see if the experience is still there. I remember that one. It was actually outdoors. It was kind of a unique environment, but here we are, Justin Hong coming in here and making his debut after taking part in the Train Alta program, which, by the way, this year was done at Extreme Couture. So these athletes have all been working very closely alongside with the staffs here.
Being able to step into Extreme Couture, train with the world-class athletes, those championship coaches that have, I mean, again, we've talked about this when it comes to Extreme Couture 101, these old sayings, iron sharpens iron. You know, being able to experience a training camp at Extreme Couture is a once-in-a-lifetime experience for so many of these guys, and being able to show what they learned tonight, gonna be exciting, John.
Yeah, and you have the big dog kind of overseeing them. I mean, to fight in front of a guy like Randy Couture when you train at his gym, you know, that's got to be something special as well.
Big moment for each of these athletes, kicking the action off here tonight. Tuff-N-Uff Operation Knockout, round 11.
Can't believe we've done 11 of these. Got some tail of the tape action going on right now, John.
Look at that. You see the younger man in Justin Hong. Extreme height difference there as well. A little bit of reach as well. Those are things we're going to look at. We'll see if the experience that Glenn has will make a change. Let's take it up to Justin Bernard and get the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first bout of the evening is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in the Tuff-N-Uff Amateur Lightweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist with an amateur record of 1 win, 0 losses. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 152.2 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Darnell Glenn. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He's a mixed martial artist, making his amateur debut tonight. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 150 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Justin Hong. Your referee in charge of the action, Jimmy Guarino.
Lightweight action to get us started here. Darnell Glenn, I should say, excuse me, in the dark blue train Alta gear. Justin Hong in the yellow and blue.
And here we go, John.
I love it. You just can imagine the nerves that each of them is dealing with right now, the adrenaline that's coursing through their veins right now as well.
One of the big things you want to look out for just immediately, just how well D Nails does with the height differential. 6 feet to 5'6". I mean, that's a pretty good difference.
Yeah, he's certainly going to have to close the distance, as you see him doing right now.
Landed some nice shots right there, is Glenn.
Yeah, Hong, of course, the taller man, going to want to try to stay at range, use that crisp jab like he has. He's chopping the legs a little bit there as well.
Yeah, already starting to see a little bit of redness under Hong's left eye.
Oh, the big high kick there as well. Hong briefly grabbed the neck there, nothing doing.
D Nails seems to be pretty good with his hands so far.
Yeah, his debut was actually a knockout victory over a friend in Richard Hunter.
That's how you welcome a friend, huh?
A fellow media colleague. Yeah.
That's why we should be on this side of the cage.
That's why we are here.
We have learned that lesson many times over. I like the pace that we're starting so far. You know, 3 2-minute rounds. The action's got to be fast.
Absolutely. It's an absolute sprint. You will run out of time quickly.
You can see Hong keeps trying to grab for that plum every time that Darnell kind of runs in there. But so far, it's been basically a kickboxing match.
Yeah, one grab of the neck there, but no real look at a takedown. Under 30 seconds remaining here in round number 1. Long continuing to use that long, straight left, but as you said, Glenn doing a good job of managing the distance, kind of rushing forward, getting past that, getting the shots in and moving away.
Yeah.
Big right hand misses over the top.
Good head movement there from Glenn.
Very good.
Solid work.
Hong's got a good straight jab, but his right hand and hooks are coming pretty wide there, and it's allowing Glenn to kind of get underneath those.
Glenn slips on a kick there after doubling up the jab. You see Hong going to jump down there and grab the neck here in the final seconds of round number 1. Nothing there. Reset back to the feet.
Nice right hand.
Is this round going too long?
Feels
Followed
like
by another right hand.
Feels like maybe the timekeeper forgot to get things started.
Enjoying the fight like we are?
I mean,
It happens.
they're like, look,
Or we're going for a 3-minute round. Sometimes these things change. They're fluid.
could happen.
If you're inside that cage right now, they absolutely know exactly how long these rounds
They
are.
have to be thinking to themselves, there's no way it hasn't been 2 minutes at this point.
We've reverted to pride rules.
10-minute opening round. 10-minute opening round.
Or the UFC, I think.
There we go.
There we go.
Do hear the clapper there for the final 10 seconds.
Ooh, Hong just missed with that right hand.
All right, so a fast-paced, extended round number 1.
You get a little more than you bargained for. You know, that's what you get with Tuff-N-Uff. The world-class athletes giving you a little bit more each and every round. But, man, what a interesting and fun first round from both of those athletes.
I agree, John. After watching that first round, it's kind of hard to tell, Mahoney and John, like, whom do you think really got the best of one another, and that was tough.
It's a tough fight.
It's a really tough one to judge there because, as you said, you know, when Hong was staying at range, he was doing a good job of landing those hard punches, but Glenn was doing such a good job of jumping in and out of range and landing shots.
I think Glenn landed the bigger shots personally, but I mean the volume that we saw from Hong too. Again, don't want to be the. Glad we are on this end and we are not judging tonight.
By the way, do want to give a shout out as well. The coaches doing work in there. Justin James, Juan Camilo Renderos, UFC veterans, each who
Legends
had their time with these gentlemen going through training camp as well. They were up at 6 a.m. every morning to help these guys with their training. They deserve a big shout out as well.
Yes, you love to see that. You love to see that.
Even though we've got 2 individuals in the cage, this is a team sport.
Absolutely. And the guys that are fighting, they can't appreciate that enough. You know what I mean? They love to have those coaches and that guidance going into these fights.
And it's coming from somebody you've seen compete in the UFC. You understand this is real advice. This is not somebody just guessing at what they're saying to me right now. I think that instills a lot of confidence.
Absolutely.
Round 2 underway.
And Lewis,
How about Hong?
Darnell Glenn immediately rushing forward as well.
Yeah, he's got to watch out from dropping his hands, though. You can see that Hong is trying to time him for that right hand when he comes in.
Glenn just pushing forward. You know, he's closing that distance pretty well, landing some decent shots. on a way in. But that, as you said, the reach from Hong is just perpetually there.
And Glenn is taking a couple deep breaths now. I think that pace and what we believe was a bit of an extended opening round, I mean, that certainly took a little bit of zip out.
It absolutely did. You can tell him.
Again, big shots traded there. Hong with the right hand, smartly taken down by Darnell Glenn. I don't think he liked that punch that he took, and he took the fight to the ground and immediately to full mount.
Straight to mount.
This is a real bad position for Hong to be in with a minute to work.
Hong taking a look over at the corner, looking to get some advice. On his back right now, needs to turn to one side or the other. Doesn't want to stay flat here.
And you got to remember, no elbows right now because this is an amateur fight. They don't want the fighters getting cut up unnecessarily.
Got to get back to work on Monday. Don't need to have him sliced open. But right now, Hong is doing desperately to get up, but he is stuck.
Big hammer fist, gets his back up.
Does turn to his belly, but Glenn pushes him right back down to the ground. That's got to be frustrating for Hong. 25 seconds left.
Glenn doing a very good job of keeping that top control. Little hammer fist. He had him kind of pushed up against the cage for a little bit there, but for a guy who absorbed a good right hand, he's basically taken over this round.
You can see punching away your final 10 seconds of round number 2. Can Hong survive? He's got his arms extended. He's turning. He's rolling. He's trying to survive. And he'll make it to see the third.
Wow.
I mean, hanging on by a thread, but Hong doing everything in his power to keep that fight going. He did not want the referee to stop that fight. You know, he could have easily just said, I've had enough.
Absolutely.
I've seen this. I've got a job. This is not my everyday thing.
It's not my everyday thing.
I have made a terrible mistake. But he didn't. But he didn't.
But he did not. He's putting it all on the line, and we will get to see a round number 3. I mean, that was a definitive round from Darnell Glenn.
Absolutely.
It really was.
10-8?
And now, maybe not 10-8, but definitely in his favor. But what I'm going to be interested to see here is how much energy he has around there, because I think Darnell Glenn thought he was going to be able to finish the fight, and he just emptied the tank right there, and it didn't get done.
You took my example, because I was just getting ready to say that. Because right after the round got done, you see Glenn just fell to the mat for the most part, and he's still breathing hard. But you got to remember, it also takes a little bit of energy to absorb those shots and be on the bottom as well.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Fun second round. Fun fight so far.
You know, his corner told him, you may have to get a knockout, Hong.
Yeah, if you're Hong, you know you lost round 2. Round 1 was really competitive, so you're not so sure about that. So you definitely want to come out looking for the finish.
He's throwing that right
Hong
hand
pushing forward, though. Jab working nice for Glenn.
But you know what, though? Both of them are still pretty tired, but goodness.
Glenn landed a couple nice right hands there, keeping the pressure high.
You know, as you mentioned, John, Glenn does have that knockout power. We're seeing a real nice chin from Hong. He's taken a couple of those real big shots from Glenn.
Absolutely. Walking through him and continuing to strike. Now Glenn going to look for that takedown again. Served him well in round number 2.
I mean, just push forward with that. I mean, almost a Goldberg-esque spear.
Yeah, that was a beautifully timed takedown underneath the right hand. You see him trying to get his Khabib on and lock up those legs.
Yep.
Hong doing a good job of avoiding the full mount, but he's now in.
Yeah, Glenn.
Oh, he's going to turn for the armbar. Oh, nearly threatened with that. Hong was looking for it, but now he's stuck. The head is trapped against the fence. He's taking some damage.
I mean, and Glenn is just not
gave
giving
up
it up.
Back. Oh, no, and he turns into it. Excellent escape. Again, not giving up. Appreciate the heart and determination, and it's paid off for Hong. Now he's the one on the back, looking for the choke. No hooks in right now. Glenn doing a good job of battling the hands, and he gets back to his feet. Tense moments there for Glenn.
Just a slobber knocker. I mean, no quit in either of these fighters. They're putting it all on the line, John.
Final 30 seconds, and they're laying it out there.
Man, I'm tired just looking at these guys. Both of them are just beat, giving them all they have. Not much left in these punches, but they're still throwing them.
Hong going to snap it down. Potentially look to sink in a choke here from the front. He's at least controlling. You hear the clapper there. Final 10 seconds.
He might try to sink in a Darce here, but no, he's
maybe a little 10-finger guillotine. He's trying to put a squeeze on it. Not going to get it. But, boy, now we're in an interesting spot, right? Because that, to me, with that finish, looks like a Hong round number 3.
I would very, very close. I personally gave that edge to Hong in round number 3. Where was round number 1?
Now we go back to round number 1.
3. It could be a split.
Oh, man.
I would walk away, but a hell of a fight between these two gentlemen who are putting it all on the line tonight in the Tuff-N-Uff cage.
Absolutely. Personally, I think the last round, I think Glenn edged out the last round, honestly, but still, though, I'd hate to be a judge right now.
To say scores could be anywhere. We're sitting here with 3 different scores. Who knows?
And I'm sure the 3 judges are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, it depends on the angle, how you score, and it's never an easy job.
Definitely
when you are, deciding the fight or the fate of a fighter in the cage tonight. But man, you got to give it up. Darnell Glenn, Justin Hong, putting it all on the line tonight for a great cause.
Yes.
You see the respect between the coaches. As you see, these guys have been working together, working alongside each other, and now they've, given each other some thanks after an incredible effort.
You gotta love that. You gotta love that. That's one of the best things about combat sports. To see guys shake hands and hug after they just got through punching each other in the face. The respect is always there because they always know what the other guy had to go through in order to get into this cage. The respect is there.
100%. They're showing the mutual appreciation now. But one of them is going to walk away with their hand raised.
I see Justin Bernard making his way to the cage right now. So a decision has been levied.
Just
All
before.
right. We're going to find out. Somebody's heart's going to be broken. Somebody's going to have some stories to tell. Let's take it up to our man, Justin Bernard, to find out our winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 30-27, 29-28, and 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, Darnell Glenn.
So meaning that first round definitely did go to Darnell Glenn, and it kind of goes to show you that the 30-27 was in line kind of with what you saw, I think, and then the 29-28, but a competitive fight and a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to be mad with that decision. Both these fighters, just fun fight all the way around. I love the energy we saw from Darnell.
Absolutely. And Hong has absolutely nothing to hang his head out.
Got a chin of steel, man.
Chin of steel. He gave it all he had. He got himself a takedown and a reversal.
It sounds like a cliche, but it's honestly true. You're a winner just for getting in there. You know what I mean? You have sacrificed more than most people will ever understand, and a fun fight.
Absolutely. That was good to see. That's a good way to start off the card with a little extra fighting in the first round. No wonder those guys are so tired.